Hello YouTube friends, this is Bob from YouTube. Here is a visual of my washing machine, my Whirlpool. I believe it's a 2022-23, and here I am washing a little drapes, my curtains, and what I did was I put the two in with the Tide, and I used the Tide fabric HE hygienic clean, plus I used the Downy fabric softener. Now this machine has a good grade tub, although the suspensions, you can see the tub wobbles a little bit. Here I have a detergent, the fabric softener dispenser, and here is if I wanted to hand wash anything, I have a special cold water button and the water would come out, but then the machine would automatically drain if there was any water in the tub before I start the wash cycle. So now I'm going to show you, this is my bleach dispenser right here where I put my Clorox liquid bleach when I do my whites. I'm going to show you the cycle selectors on this machine and how this machine works. Unfortunately, it's got the lid lock switch and I can't lift the machine up to deactivate it. So here it goes. I'm closing the lid. You can see it's a Whirlpool. I'm pretty satisfied with this machine. It does clean pretty good, but I'm going to show you for a full load how much water is actually in the tub. You would not believe it. For a full load, that is. I turn my water on. And now I'm checking the cycle selector right here. I've got activewear, delicates, bulky items, towels, drain and spin, clean washer when I want to put the wash tabs in, but actually I don't use the wash tab. I do it with just Clorox and vinegar. If I want a quick wash, colors, whites, heavy duty for heavy duty items, jeans, normal cycle, which has a fast spin actually, and of course the active wear, which used to be years ago called wash and wear back in the 60s and the 70s, and the late 70s and the 80s it changed to permanent press. Then later on from permanent press it went to casual, which is also for permanent press, and now it's known as the active wear cycle. So it's amazing how things have changed over the years. So now as you can see over here on this side, I have the temperature controls: hot, warm, cold, cold, rinse, warm rinse. I have an extra rinse option, plus I have the button which will be for the fabric softener, and I have over here a selection which I wanted when I bought the machine, a deep water wash, being I have the agitator, and I also have a 30-minute soak, pre-soak. So if I have heavily soiled items like I do with my whites, I use the OxyClean and the soap, and I let it agitate for a little bit for like 30 minutes. It'll stop, soak in the water. Then later it will go into whatever wash cycle, which is automatically programmed. So now as you can see with this machine, I select my cycle. So for these curtains, I'm going to use a delicate setting because I don't want a fast agitation and spin, otherwise they will rip. So here, as you can see, the machine already is programmed to start, and it's automatically selected in each cycle. The temperature control automatically comes on. If I want to change to a desired setting, I can do so. But right now I set it for all these cycles, so I don't have to worry about pressing all these buttons every 5 minutes. Now it's on sensing since I started the cycle. Now all I have to do is press this. As you can see, it's hold to start button, and I press this down and all those lights flash. Now it means the machine is ready to go on. You heard the lid lock, and now it's going to start. This button right here, I believe, is for the cold water to come out. No, this button right here, I'm sorry, is for the faucet, which I showed you in the machine. Okay, I seldom use this one, so I really don't know what that's for. But now you see the lid lock is on, so now the machine is ready to start. Once it fills and it agitates, I will stop it and I will clearly show you how much water this machine uses for a full load, believe it or not. And I think it must sense how much is in the washing machine in order for it to fill, for the right amount of water to go in. It's not like the old machines, believe it or not, but there is somewhat water in there, enough to soak the clothes. I am satisfied overall with this machine. My other Whirlpool I had 7 years. I had nothing but headaches. and due to the computer problems, computer errors every 5 minutes, and the machine wasn't working. So then I purchased this machine for a little bit more money, but it's well worth it for a whirlpool. Now let's see how much water is going to go in before it starts to agitate. Now as you can hear, the water is filling currently now into the machine. Let's see what we have. And if you could hear it. But while that's filling and I'm waiting for it to start to wash, I will show you, I have right here my Frigidaire dryer, which is my original. As you can see, it's got all the standard settings, permanent press, regular heat, I use for towels and other items, and here's for delicate, which I use for low fabrics, and I'll probably dry my curtains in here for about 10 minutes on low heat, and then I air dry them, and plus air fluff. Now as you can see on this machine, I have a push to start safety switch. Once I shut the door, it'll start. Now there's no lights, there's no computer problems with this machine. As you can see, there's no lights and no computer buttons and nothing that I have to preset or control. Just your standard dryer with your standard dial. This machine is a 99. I had the matching washer to go with this machine, but unfortunately, after I put a new belt on it, it lasted for another maybe year, and then it started leaking. So I had to get rid of the washing machine. And then I purchased my other Whirlpool, which then I had nothing but problems for 7 years. And now I have this washing machine, which is ultimately doing a good job so far, and I'm hoping it will. So I will show you how much water goes in once we finish. And I'm giving a shout out to Peter Matz and to Pat Cola once again. Thank you for inspiring me to do these videos. And also to Josh on LA Appliance. Please follow him on YouTube. He's a wonderful repair guy. He knows his stuff and he teaches as he goes along to repair the washing machines, dryers, and refrigerators and dishwashers. It's LA Appliance on YouTube. Please follow him, like and subscribe if you can. And please like and subscribe to my station if you can too. Thank you. Now as you can hear, the machine started to agitate. Now this is supposedly delicate. It sounds like it's agitating on high speed. This we will check out now to see how much water is actually in here for a full load. As you can hear, water is still flowing into the machine as it's agitating. And this machine is only belt driven by the motor, no transmissions. Once again, the suspension rods are at the top, so the tub does knock and bang every so often, but not too bad. Right now we're on a wash setting. Oh, and once I stop the machine, if I forget something, I could push the cancel button to hold and start. It will stop and the lid would unlock and I could put more clothes in if I had to add to, then shut it and restart it. And if I restart it, more water will go in and start filling up in the tub again and start agitating again. taking a while to fill. Machine is still filling. Water is still going in, believe it or not, during the agitation. Okay, so now the water has stopped and the machine is agitating. I am going to show you how much water now is in this machine actually for a full load. Now I'm pressing this button to stop it. You see all the lights flashing? The lid will unlock, and if you want to add more stuff, you can. Now let's see. Now my YouTube friends, this is what we call a full load of water. This is actually what fills up in the washing machine. If you remember the old washing machines, the water would come up to the very top for a full load. Medium, it would be here, and for a low water level, it would be all the way down to the agitator tips, to the fins. And you would hear it all swooshing around. Now, I forgot to tell you, when I add my fabric softener, which I use Downy a lot, I always add water to dilute because it will gunk up into the machine. Once the machine is finished, I pull this off and I rinse it under water thoroughly, and then I leave it off and I let the machine open overnight to air dry. Now I'm going to continue the wash cycle, and as you're going to hear, more water will go in, which is crazy. See, now this should have all been done earlier, and the machine just should have automatically started agitating. Well, my YouTube friends, this is just an example of how this new whirlpool washer works. I am pretty satisfied with it, but I know in today's economy and what we have out there, they don't last too long. I always bring my heavy, bulky blankets, comforters, whatever I have. I go to the laundromat for that stuff to wash. So thank you. Please like and subscribe to my station, and I will see you soon. And here's another shout out to Joshua and LA Appliance. Thank you for all you do for everybody.